Get something. So good morning, welcome to another channel, and today we're going to talk about something different today, not about Newcastle, we're talking about the North London derby, the game between Arsenal and Tottenham at the Emirates at 4:30 kickoff, and it promises to be a cracking game, and it's one of the best derbies in the Premier League. So today I've got my guests, who is a Guna, and there's Sophie from TV_Guna, and Sophie, good afternoon to you.
Oh, thank you for having me on. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you. So, hope you're okay. You having a good weekend so far?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm just obviously nerves are building up onto the game, but yeah, I've had a good weekend. Have you?
Sure. Yeah, it's been quiet. I mean, just basically, shame we didn't win on Friday night. But look, at the end of the day, I mean, we got some games coming up. We need to win those kind of games. If we don't, it's going to be in serious bother. But if you like the video, could you please subscribe to my channel, stick a like on the video, subscribe if you are new. Also subscribe to Sophie's Guna Gossip TV, I believe, and always leave the comments on the sections down below. My banner does seem to be working in a minute, but I'll get up later on. Got my first comment of the day, and it's Steve Bruce. He's a Newcastle fan. I know, just a apology. But you know, it's supposed to be Arsenal because they're a very good team. Yeah. Keep that one quiet. Thank you very much indeed. So, Sophie, today's game, and at a minute, you are 7 points behind Spurs, you're 10th in the league. And how do you go into the game today? Obviously, I could tell nerves is coming in. I mean, how do you think Mikel Arteta going to set this team up today?
It's obviously a tough one because we had the Europa League game and I think we did put a relatively strong team out, and I think obviously it was great to get that win, but this game is a must win. We can't draw, we can't lose. Like, we do need 3 points, but I think a derby, it's just, to Arsenal fans, it means everything. And I do hope the players understand like how important this game is, because in our last meetings against Tottenham, I don't think that the players have understood that, how much it means to us. And I just hope these players are up for a fight because we have to win. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this match.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge game, one of the biggest derbies in the Premier League. And I quite enjoy watching the North London derby when I get a chance to watch it. Well, I watched the last one where you got beat by 2-0. And Hecky B had a poor time. And even Partey played the first half. Apparently, Arteta tried to get him back on the pitch, and he was told carries on. I think that's a bit bad. But Harry Kane and Son are the two chief tormentors sort of thing. They always love these sort of games, and they always offer it as well. And we come on to those two later on. But today, I mean, it's an important game, and it's a huge game. And whoa, I mean, yeah, I hope Arteta steals it into them, because he's got to tell them what it means. And his players are Odegaard as well. This is his first North London derby game, and I hope he knows what it means. He plays in the big ones like the Madrid Classico. He's got to find a different kind of experience today.
Yeah, definitely. I think like last time we played them, I think that we obviously were sloppy in our position. I think Bellerin passed the ball back to Aubameyang instead of forward, and that's how they went on the counter-attack. And I think like defensively they just were like that last time. And I think it will be interesting to see, because obviously we have got a few players now. We've got Odegaard, and he scored a spectacular goal the other night. And I think it will be interesting to see like who will be up for this match, because I know that this season we have been very sloppy. We've actually been gifting the goals to like other teams. So I think we've just got to be up for it and just not do what we did last time.
Yeah, that's what you got to do as well. I mean, if he steps up the game, I think you've got a cracking player on the season long run. I do like Martin Odegaard. I do, because he's skillful and he scores some goals and he plays a 10 on the wing. I think it's a cracking player. If you look at the home form, it's been disappointed. If I'm honest with you, you lost some home games as well. You lost to like Wolves at home, Burnley at home. You lost in silly games as well. And yeah, you drew last week when Unfortunately, it's unfortunate. Well, I'm glad Shaka. What was he thinking? I just don't know. I mean, that's the problem. Your problem is you're trying to play out from the back, and
Yeah.
if you got the players to do it, then go ahead and do it. But sometimes it's like Bernd Leno, who I keep out really highly. I mean, he loves to play out from the back, and he get caught out sometimes. You can see some daft goals. Does he need to stop this, or do you think Arteta is going to say carry on doing it? Because my guess is he's going to carry on doing it.
Do you know what? I don't know why we're all making mistakes, because a lot of fans are saying it's like Wenger's players that made mistakes, like Xhaka and like them sort of players. And I don't know what is going on. It's like every week some player is making a mistake. Like, and Leno, obviously, he made a big mistake before he got sent off. And that mistake, it's just not good enough. And I don't know what is going on, because Arteta has got to be like, he's got to say it straight, because we're making mistakes. We're gifting the team a goal, and that is letting us down. And obviously, we have to. Sometimes we've got to play like Xhaka more, because I think him and Partey are the best partnership in midfield we have. So sometimes he has no choice whether to play them. But I think we've just got to stop doing it. And it's like we're not learning from our mistakes, and I just don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this is the thing. If you cut out those mistakes, you win more games. As simple as that. And if you look at your back four, you got, like I say, you got Hecky B and right back. You know, you got, for me, Kieran Tierney. I think for me, I love this player. I really love him. And this guy should be your captain of the team. And you know, I love the way it comes forward. He scores, and he can left foot of his is absolutely fantastic. I mean, how far can Kieran Tierney go? Will he be a legend at the club, or will he be your future as a captain? For me, I say, yeah, he will.
I mean, I really love Tierney. I think he gives everything to this team, and like, I think he could be a leader. I think he could be a captain for sure. I would go as far as saying that maybe it depends how long he stays here for. But if he keeps up, I'd love him to have a statue at Arsenal. Like, if he stays for like 10 years or something like that. It depends how long he stays here for, because it's all good now, but he could leave for like another team in like a few years. So, but I'm really glad we have him. I think he's one of our best players.
I do like Kieran, I really do, but I hope he stays as long as we win the trophies. And for your club that size, you should be winning trophies, or FA Cups winning, great. But you haven't won the league since 2004 when you had that invisible year. And 18 years without a trophy for your club is a long, long time, and you deserve better. With the fans paying way over the top for season tickets, a couple of grand at the Emirates, and I think you deserve better than that. But you're right. But I like Kieran Taylor, I really, really do. So centre back, and you got Sideshow Bob, as known as David Luiz, and look, on his day, I think he's a cracking player. But for me, I like him midfield. But as a defender, you think you're on tender hooks at time, what he's going to do next. But playing that from the back, his passing's awesome. I think it cracking player. But the one I do like is Gabriel. I do like Gabriel. And it's his first season at the club. And yeah, he needs a bit of time. And I just hope that something fits in very nicely. You also got Pablo Mari as well at the back. I mean, how do you think Luis going to do? I mean, we all know David Luiz is going to be fun. It's good.
Yeah, I think that David Luiz, I think he can do some really good passes from that back to get the ball upwards. It's hard. I think David Luiz, like, I think with the games he's played, he's had some really good games, and he probably doesn't get the praise he deserves. I think the other night, obviously, he did make that mistake, and I think, like, we all make mistakes. I think because if he got away with it, it was okay. But I think what helps is that he's very experienced, and in this team, he's like a leader to the young players like Smith Rowe, Nketiah, just some of them. So he really helps them. So I do like him in our team. I think he helps them. I do like Gabriel as well. I think that he's so young. I don't know what's going on with Saliba next season, but personally, I think Gabriel Saliba, they could be a good potential, like, for a centre back position. But yeah, I think it's all good.
Yeah, he needs a bit of time as well, Gabriel. You'll come good him, like, and Pablo Mari. I mean, on his day, I think it's fantastic. He's brilliant for Flamengo. Is it Flamengo? Yeah, Flamengo.
Yes,
yeah, he's good for that team, like, you know, and under Jorge Jesus in when he played for the World Club Championship as well. And yeah, I mean, in your midfield, we talk about Thomas Partey. I thought that's a wicked signing there. That's a fantastic signing. £45 million he paid for that lad. And I tell you what, Atletico Madrid must be absolutely kicking themselves, but they're allowed to sell him for that sort of money. But was he on his last year of his contract, by the way?
What do you say?
Ross Partey was on his last year of his contract at Atletico Madrid.
I'm not too sure, to be honest, but I think it could have been. And like, I'm pretty sure. I can't believe that we signed him. I was shocked. I was like, because I think for years we've always wanted someone like him, and
Yeah.
I still can't believe it. I think he's developing in this team. I think that he's been so unlucky with his injuries, though. But yeah, I think he's like one of our best players as well.
Yeah, when if he has a full season at the club, this guy's going to be absolutely awesome. I mean, I do like Thomas Partey. I've always liked him. I think he's a winner. He's a leader. And he just wants to win games every single week. So I've got some comments to that from James. After FD1, looking forward to the North London derby today. Has to be better than a 10-pot trophy. He's all about Sunderland, man. They got Tranmere today in the stupid Papa Pizza, what do you want to call it, Pizza Cup. They got League Game. Are you Mikel Arteta or Arnout? In and out. I think you're in.
I'm in.
Okay, cool. Fair enough. And I got GMs again. Is there any Newcastle players would you think would fit into this current Arsenal team?
Oh, oh God, that is so difficult. Obviously, I just got to say about Joe Willock, I'm so happy that he's trying to help you guys. I don't actually watch a lot of Newcastle, but I do like. Is it Alan Saint Maximin? I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah. You got that one.
I love him. I think like he's obviously a new player I would take, but I love him. I feel like. I don't know, like, what's going on with Lacazette, Aubameyang, and I don't know, I just love him. I think when I went to see Newcastle live, he was that one player that really stood out to me, because with Newcastle, what I noticed is that they'll stay in the game for a while, and then they'll just go out of it. So, yeah,
So,
I think
you take ASM then to Arsenal.
definitely.
Fair enough. I mean, if you look at the Newcastle team, I mean, I can only think of one or two that gets is good for the Arsenal team. For me, Miggy Amaron's one of them. ASM's another one. And Dubravka as well. But the rest of them, for me personally, I very much doubt it, because I just don't think Arsenal kind of team, Arsenal kind of players. Then normally you got to be quick. And the players we've got in a minute are not good enough at all whatsoever. I mean, if everyone thinks Hecky B is the worst one, then Emil Kraft, the right back, is just the worst right back I've seen in years, man. He's on £57,000 a week. And this guy, our Newcastle fans is calling the Swedish Cafu. I hear you cry. You heard of Cafu played for Brazil, and he's played for Milan and Roma in Italy. And for me, he was the best right back in my generation. He gets forward, he gets back. And people say that Emil Kraft, he's the Swedish Cafu. And I tell you what, I just sat back and just said, you know what? I let Newcastle fans debate. I keep out of it. And I was proved right how crap he is. But still, that's for another day. We're talking Arsenal here. And yeah, we're talking about Partey and Xhaka. I mean, the player I do love for you, teamers, talking about Saka, I love that guy. He is fantastic.
Oh, I love him. I just can't get over how young he is as well. He's just so talented, and I think he's definitely our best player. He's always so consistent. I hope he never leaves us. I hope he stays with us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think he's going to be destined for the very, very top. I've heard people saying he could be future Arsenal captain as well, because he loves that club, and I love his skill. He takes on players. For me, it's just no fear. I think he'll love the derbies today if he gets the service right. And I think Eddie Smith-Rowe, is it Eddie Smith-Rowe? He's out injured in a minute, isn't he?
Yeah, I think that because obviously I think Arsenal, I think we play every 3 game, so I think he's getting a bit leggy. I think it was just a bit of cramp though, so I think he could be available for today, and I'd hope he would be, because I think Smith-Rowe is working really well. I think he works well with Saka as well, so yeah, I hope he's available for today.
Yeah, let's hope so, because I think he's a talented player. I mean, what's gone wrong with BNP at the minute? Oba, what's gone wrong with him? I mean, he signed a new deal, a 3-year deal, right? And he hasn't really performed. Is it his form gone out the window? I mean, his form, he hasn't been scoring for quite a while, and he's trying to. He scored last week though.
I think I'd say the past month or 3 weeks, he's obviously got back into form, but I know his mum was ill, and I don't know if that's why all season he's not been good. But like I felt like a few weeks ago, like before he was back on form, he was playing, but he wasn't actually doing anything. And you kind of think Lacazette, Balogun, someone else should be playing ahead of him. But I feel like because he's our captain, he probably has to play, doesn't he? So yeah, it's difficult because obviously when he signed that contract, we were expecting big things from our captain. Obviously, we didn't get that. But yeah, it's been disappointing, but it's obviously great he's back on form now.
Yeah, would you sell him at the end of the season, or would you keep him?
That's a good question. I think I'd keep him, but I think he was only staying with us for another season. But it's difficult because his age. I think he's at 31, and
Yeah.
it's difficult because we do need like a striker that will do more than what he's done. But I know Martinelli is probably someone we could play. But yeah, I think Aubameyang. Yeah, I wouldn't sell him. I think I'd keep him maybe for another season and see what happens there.
Sure. Talk. You just touched on Martinelli. I mean, where is he? Why is he not playing? I mean, the guy is the next big thing for your club, and Arteta just doesn't seem to pick him. Is his attitude right, or does Arteta rate him? I mean, everyone's been crying for him to come on the pitch, and he's doing good things. I don't know, where is he? Is he not performing, or?
I don't think it's his attitude because obviously I think he's got the great attitude. Obviously he's had a big injury, and whenever I remember when it was like the Carabao Cup where Man City beat us 4-1, he played in that game and he gave it like 110%. I think he went in too quick, but Arteta played him quite a bit then, and now he's just stopped all of a sudden, and it's really confusing because Martinelli should at least be playing for about 20 minutes, half an hour at least, because he's come back from injury. So I honestly don't know. I don't think it's his attitude. I think maybe he's just taking a while to recover from his injury.
Yeah, could be that. I think probably Arteta might know what he's doing now. I can see why he's not picking out as much. I got Lou here, and he's asked a question. Arsenal has some decent youth players. I've been impressed with Willock and Smith Rowe. There's a nickname for Smith Rowe, the Croydon De Bruyne.
I love
Is
that.
have you not heard that one? Croydon De Bruyne.
Oh my god, that is great.
Oh, yeah.
I do like Smith Rowe. I think that he has changed this team, and obviously I'm actually a big fan of Willock. I think the Arsenal fans are so harsh on him. Like,
Yeah.
I think I think this season it will suit him being at Newcastle because obviously Arsenal needs someone that's going to add a bit more, and we are putting too much pressure on Willock to produce something. And I think he needs to be at a team where there's other teams like players that on his level that he could probably help. So yeah, I think that Willock could. I don't know if he's coming back at season. I hope he does, but yeah.
The thing is, I mean, with Croydon, I mean, this best way. Well, I mean, you could tell the Newcastle fans, where would you play Willock? Would you play him as a number 10 role, or would you play in the central midfield role? I mean, as an Arsenal fan, where would you play him?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's number 10, perhaps. But what about you? Where do you think is where do you think his best position is?
For me, I mean, he can play midfield, but he does make late runs from the midfield into the attack. But for me, personally, I like to see him as a 10 role, if I'm honest. I'm a 10 role because that's where he's best at. So he can make those late runs from deep. But Steve Bruce, our manager, have to ask him a question. Where is your best position? Where do you want to be? What are you happy with? I mean, Carlo Ancelotti, when you sign Orobi, right? You played for use Orobi. It was Orobi. You tell us your best position, where you feel happy with, etc. Listen to the players, right? And Carlo, listen to him. This manager we've got, he does not care. He's basically saying he doesn't do tactics, right? He basically just said, go out and enjoy. Do what you want, yeah? He does not do tactics. That's Steve Bruce I'm talking about. And any of the Newcastle fans from me chat or agree with us. He is the worst manager in Newcastle's history, you know? And if you look at the stats, he's got 2 wins, 5 draws, and 12 defeats in his last 19 games. That's at a positive 57, right? 11 points and positive 57 points. That's a sackable offence, yeah? He is playing players all over the place. Ryan Fierce is a winner. Used to focus on the 9. Yeah. Dwight Gale, centre forward, playing on the wing. Joe Linton came to us as centre forward. Right? He played us a 10, plays on the wing. Yeah. Steve Bruce haven't got a clue at Newcastle United. And he needs to speak to Joe Willock or speak to Arteta and ask him where's Drew's best position. For me, it's a number 10. Or if he can play midfield, drag him in from midfield into the box.
I think like managers should listen to the players, like the players, they should tell the manager what position they're most comfortable with, what position they work best in, because obviously I think Joe Willock could probably work better in that number 10 position. I think obviously Arsenal has not had a chance to show how good he is because I think there's other players that probably should be ahead of him, but I think he can achieve more at Newcastle, help the players, and I do believe in his ability personally, and I think the manager should listen to Willock. And I've got to say about Newcastle, it's quite sad like how it was, because I remember when we played you in the FA Cup, I was just like, Newcastle, they just weren't doing anything, and how else didn't score anything past you at that point was weird. But yeah, I think it's sad for Newcastle fans how it's ending, because I think a while ago Steve Bruce should have been sacked before it was too late, and now it probably is too late.
Newcastle fans in the chat, she's talking sense, absolutely tartan sense. And please, if you like the video, can you please stick a like on the video, and please smash the subscribe button as well, and also subscribe to the lovely Sophie as well. And Lee said, do you want Arsenal to sign Danny Chabal?
I can't pronounce it. I don't know, to be honest, because he's obviously not played a lot of the season, and when he has made a few mistakes the past few games, but he has actually been quite good. I don't think they will. Personally, I'm still unsure, because he's always on the bench. He's never playing, so it's just like he could be somewhere else if he's on the bench all the time. So I do like Ceballos. I think he can really help us when he's really good to create chances, but I'm a bit unsure because he never actually played. It's always Xhaka and Partey, so I'm not sure, to be honest.
But I've got to comment to Xhaka later on, Ashley, as I speak. So that's Lee's question. Also, shouldn't sell Aubameyang unless they can get a better forward in. And got Russ, he's an Arsenal fan. Russ, big up to you, my guy. Hope you're okay. Hope you have a lovely weekend. Big up to John and Sophie. Thank you very much indeed. And Thomas, always on the stream. Great stream. John, thanks very much to you. Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, I mean, we talked about Aubameyang, your captain, as well. And yeah, just go on to Xhaka. I don't know if you went back last season, back a year and a half ago, when he told the fans to F off against Crystal Palace. And I don't know what he did there. He took his shirt off, threw the captain armband, threw it on the floor. Then he told the fans to F off. I mean, what do you make of that when he did that? Do you think he's right? Or
I'm going to start with, I think a lot of fans, when you think of a midfield player, they probably think of Vieira, and we don't have Vieira anymore. And I just get compared to him a lot. And I think it's obviously, it's so difficult, because when he told the fans to F off, personally, I kind of saw it as that was disrespectful for him to do that. But as a player, if you're getting booed, it would be so embarrassing, so hurtful. So I think on Arsenal's side, they probably shouldn't have booed him. But at the same time, you can't tell us to F off. Like, no player is bigger than this club, and you should respect this club. And when Wenger actually left, he actually said to respect the values of this club, and that clearly didn't happen. Obviously, it's disrespectful, and I think a lot of fans now are probably still hurt by that, because it's not okay to do that. And I think that obviously he was a captain, and then that got stripped off him. I think that's the right thing to do for Unai Emery, because you can't have that sort of behaviour at this club. You can't be saying that sort of stuff. But I know that fans did give him death threats, which is unacceptable as well. Wow. So I think on Arsenal's side, I think partly we should have done better with him.
Yeah, I totally agree. You can't tell the fans to F off. Then again, the fans did it. I want to cheers when he went off, and you can't really do that. But in a way, you can understand why he got frustrated.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't tell the fans to F off because they're paying your money. And this is the way you got fans that really adore you. And to man to say that, you can't say that, man. You have to channel it in, like, if you're not happy, then talk to your manager about it. You know what I mean? That's why he lost his captaincy for that. Shame, because on his day, he can be a canny player, but on other days, I think he's really, really poor. And that's Granit Xhaka all over years. I will touch about Arsene Wenger as well. I mean, he's been manager for 22 years, right? He made that club. He helped to get the new stadium, right? His name is in folklore as well. I mean, on Wenger's part, do you think it's been a huge, huge success? Because I think I do.
Yeah, I think I've only been an Arsenal fan about 5 years, and I think I supported Arsenal, when he was there for about 2 or 3 years. And when I watched Arsenal, I kind of just loved how the style of play was, and I didn't actually know what we won at the time. So I just think I think he has been a success. I do think though that the past maybe 5 years, 5 to 10 years, it's been a decline now. I think that we've not been as a success because obviously the Invincibles, I think that changed football. I think Arsene Wenger changed football. I think every manager will always say that he changed English football, which is like great. But I know fans are quite in the middle with Wenger because how it ended. Like, I think fans might think, did he stay too long or what happened there? But I think I'll always respect Wenger. I think he did make me fall in love with football. So yeah, I'll always respect him.
Wow. Well said, Sophie. Well said. I do like Arsene Wenger. I mean, my mum, she loves Arsene Wenger. Do you know what I mean? She got a soft spot for Arsenal. When Arsene Wenger was there, she thinks she's the best thing that ever happened to the football club as well. And yeah, just got a latest score. This is not good news for Newcastle United because Brighton's playing Southampton away at a day. And if Brighton win, they go above us, would be fourth and bottom. And Brighton has scored a goal. And at this moment in time, so Brighton will win by a goal to nil. So that's not good news for Newcastle.
Oh
no. So I mean, just so Fulham got beat yesterday against Man City. But yeah, that's where it goes. All I can say is they can pick who they want. I heard Newcastle fans saying that, Man City picked a squad delivered to get us doing, yeah, but Man City can pick who they want. It's not their fault. It's not Brighton's fault. They got a 25-man team they can pick. End of the day. But listen, it's our fault because we've not been winning enough games. We're not playing well enough. We're not winning games enough. And it's down to us at the end of the day. Over 28 games at the moment, we haven't been good enough, and that's why we're 17th. So I just wish the fans just get off their cases. But you're right. But yeah, I mean, if you look at the Gravity North London Derby in a bit, you look at the players we've got. I mean, like there's legendary names: Thierry Henry, Norbert Perez, Dennis Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira, Tony Adams. Wow! I tell you what, who's been your favorite player of all time?
So different. I love the Invincibles. Obviously, I think they knew what it meant to be in Northern Derby, but I'm actually a big fan of Ian Wright. I think that he especially was someone who knew what it meant to represent this club, and I'm also a big fan of David Rocastle. And a lot of people always why, but I think that you can have a statue here, but I think if you are so passionate, you represent this club, respect the values. That's what it means to me to be a good player. You can score goals, obviously Thierry Henry is probably your best player, Bergkamp as well. But I think if you respect the club, you knew what it meant to represent this club. That's the kind of player I love.
Yeah, I mean, I love Thierry Henry. There's been a debate between Alan Shearer and Thierry Henry, sort of thing. Who's the better player, sort of thing. For me, listen, I mean, I love Shearer a bit, yeah, but my guy, Thierry Henry, this guy is he's in a different league on his own. Do you know what I mean? He's winning trophies, yeah, he's playing in Europe, he's winning titles. Wow, I mean, this guy, absolutely amazing. I watched him a couple of times against Newcastle. Oh my God, I think it's brilliant. One of the best I've seen for a long, long time. We just got breaking news here as well. A bit of Toffee. Southampton equalised. Love to see it. Once each. Southampton 1, Brighton 1. Thanks for that, Benno. But most here to also play has to be Bergkamp, just because of the sheer quality he had against us. I don't know if you saw that goal. I mean, you might be too young to remember, but it was that goal against Newcastle back in 2002 when
I've seen that a ton of times.
That was wow. I mean, against Davis. That goal. You must have seen that. Brilliant.
Yeah, I've seen it on like YouTube so many times. That was unbelievable.
That was a class goal. And people say, oh, it's been lucky, it's by luck. But for me, I watched it over and over again. That guy, pure skill. That is
I
one
don't
of the
know how he did that. That was crazy. That was unbelievable. That.
Oh wow, that's Techers, man. Absolutely Techers. Absolutely brilliant goal. That's I'll go watch that over and over again as a Newcastle fan. That goal actually won you the league there. But wow. But I do like Robert Pires as well. I thought this guy is skillful, scores, got Pierce. Patrick Vieira, for me, one of the best midfielders of that generation. In a generation for me, Tony Adams, quality defender. David Seaman, he's a world-class goalkeeper, you know. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is, you know. But on to the North London derby. And I know the nerves have gone away. And how do you think the game's going to pan out today? How do you think it's going to go?
I think it's going to be crazy. I think it'll be something like 3-2 to Arsenal. I think that we'll win it. I've got a really good feeling, but I think I'm worried because of Kane, Son, and Bale because like they're just so good at the moment, and Arsenal. I do think we'll make a mistake because we've done that for so long now this season. But I do think we have the players who can score them goals. Obviously, I don't know who Arteta's going to go for. I'd love to see Pepe. I'd love to see maybe Lacazette, Saka definitely. I just think we've got to go for it. We've got to take risks because I remember when we played Man City a few weeks ago, when they were 1-0 up, we looked like we'd rather lose 1-0 than take a risk than lose 2-0. So I think I'd rather us just take risks, take shots, even if we lose. But yeah, I think we've just got to go for it.
Sophie, tell that to Steve Bruce. Tell him now, as our manager, you got to go for it. He's not been doing it, lad. You know what I mean? But you're right. It's going to be a cracking game. You got to take risks. You had to have a go, and just give him what you've got because he deserves it. You know? I got Thomas thinks it's going to be 2s each in that game today, and yeah, I mean, talk about a bit of Tottenham as well. No, it's not right, but listen, Josie has done for me. Has he done a good job at Tottenham?
I think Tottenham, or a bit like Arsenal, I think they're going for a building stage. I think they've got some really world class players, even though I don't like to say that. I think the front three of Son, Kane, Bale, they are world class without a doubt. And I think Aurier, maybe Reguilon, I think they're okay. They're probably their best players. They've probably got 5 good players, and then I just think they need to rebuild. That's Tottenham's problem. They will not win a Premier League title with these players they have now because they are not good enough. I think Mourinho. I think that I could be wrong, but I think he can win them a bit of silverware, like a Carabao Cup or something, because Tottenham fans will want to win anything. And then I think he'll go after that. I don't see him being there for a long time. And I think I don't say he's been successful, but I think that with the players he has, I think that's what Tottenham that's what they're gonna be. They're gonna I don't know if they'll get top 4, I hope they don't, but I just think with the players they have, you can only do so much.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long process. As Spurs, they were top of the table once upon a time, and then they just lost their way completely. You know what I mean? Even they beat East as well. But I mean, whether Jose will get back to the summer, I still think he's got a lot to offer. I still think he's a world class manager for me. I'd love to take Newcastle United tomorrow. No way, who wins the league, or if he even gets to win the trophy a walk away, I'd just say, you know what, Jose, you are a legend because you want to say a trophy. But yeah, I mean, toward Gareth Bale, I mean, he's back to his best. He's come at the best at the right time, not the right time for you guys. But at the end of the day, I think you still have enough to beat Spurs today. I do think that.
I think it's obviously going to be so difficult because I think in ways we're in a better position. We've got maybe a few players now. We've obviously got Odegaard and obviously Thomas Partey's fit. I think it's going to be difficult. I think Gareth Bale. I think now he's happy in football. I think obviously at Madrid, I don't know really what's went on with the manager, but I just think he's came because he wants the freedom, he wants to be happy, he wants to play football, and maybe if he's happier, he's obviously going to do better. But obviously Tottenham's his team that he's obviously played from before. So yeah, I'm not taking anything away from Spurs. It's going to be difficult. But I think on Arsenal's part, we've just got to not give them any chances. We've not got to make any mistakes because I think Tottenham will see that as a weakness because I think any team will.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you there, man. Just gotta see what happens. Who'd you play today? I mean, I know it's gonna be a 4-2-3-1, but who would you play today? I mean,
From the obviously go Leno. I think I would go with Tierney,
yeah,
Louise, Gabrielle, Cedric, and
yeah,
then I think I'd go Partey, Xhaka, and then I think I'd go Smith Rowe, and then Pepe on the left, Saka on the right, and Laka up front. But I'm still unsure because part of me wants to see Aubameyang and Lacazette play, but I just think Pepe and Saka and Laka are a must.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a canny lineup there. I mean, I'd take that lineup sort of thing. I mean, you got a right back in Bellerin. You can't take a throw in. You can't even take a throw.
Oh, it's so bad, isn't it? Honestly, I think like when
I've done
Cedric
that 5 or 6 times this season, just not taking a foul throw. Oh my god, man, that's not great. But to me, I mean, will I take him to Newcastle? I don't think he'll come to Newcastle in no way. But he's been linked with a move to Barcelona.
Oh, I don't know. Like, I think that could happen. Obviously, I think he is from Spain anyway. I think maybe would he want to go back home? I don't know. I think he's been poor this season, and I think he's had a big injury which is set him back. He won't do certain things, like he probably won't fight for the ball as much, but he hasn't been good enough. He's not being Arsenal standard, and I don't want to be too harsh on him because I know how difficult it has been for him. But I do think maybe we'll have to look at options maybe to sell him. I don't know because it's difficult. He's not being how he was before his injury. And I think our right back position is so weak. We really struggle with that. And I just think Cedric, he works really well in that position. I think when Cedric's in that position, I think it helps like Pepe and whoever's on the right hand side more. So yeah, I think it would be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, you have to wait and see what happens. Well, if he does score Bellerin, then the player they're trying to get is Brighton's Tariq Lamptey. This guy is absolutely fantastic. I watched him against Newcastle. We played Brighton beginning of the season, second game in, and he took us apart. We lost by 3 goals to 0. We should have been 6. It was a Lamptey sure. And for me, if I was an Arsenal fan, I just pay Brighton whatever they want because that lad is going to be brilliant. If they get relegated, he'd not be in the championship. He'll be gone.
Yeah, I really like him. I think that I saw links a while ago that were linked to him, but I definitely would love him at Arsenal. I think that he would. I think he'd really work really well. I think obviously Tierney on the left hand side, Lamptey on the right. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'd be brilliant for us as well. So, what do you think the scoreline is going to be today?
I think I'm going to go 3-2. I think that.
Yeah.
I know Tottenham are going to score because I think it's going to be high scoring because it's never 0-0 with this derby. It's always something crazy. So I'm going to go 3-2 to Arsenal.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say probably 3-2 as well. 3-2 to Arsenal as well. It's going to be one of those games which can go either way because it's going to be always going to be end stuff as well. Both teams also go for it as well. I mean, I'm sure if Tottenham do go in the lead, I think also tell them to sit back. That's how he is as a manager. He's not going to go gung ho if you go up and 2-up sort of thing as well. But Arsenal's got their attacking players to do it. And you just got to keep going and going and going. It's going to be tough. But another thing is, that you miss a lot of chances as well. And you can't afford to do that today, though, Sophie. You cannot.
No, it's so frustrating. And when we played Burnley, I remember the first 20 minutes that we had 4 chances that we should have put away. It should have been 4-1 or at least 3-1. But I don't understand how we're not taking our chances. We definitely need to be more ruthless, especially in this game. It's just frustrating because we have so many chances and I don't know how we're not scoring them. It's very frustrating.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's going to be tough there. You know what I mean? But you just got to take the chances wherever it comes. we got to play you soon. Like, I think we're playing you next month at St James's Park in April. We better be clear before we play yous. If we're in the bottom three and we play yous, we're not going to win that game at all whatsoever. I can't remember the last time we beat you, by the way. It's been quite a while, you know.
I know, I can't remember either. It will be, I don't know what the match will be like. I'll be interested. I know in the FA Cup we played you, but obviously Arsenal put a weaker team out. I don't know. I hope Newcastle kind of go for it a bit more, maybe towards the end, because Arsenal's last game is Brighton as well, and that could maybe change stuff. I don't know. Obviously, it's going to be. It's hard as I don't look at Newcastle and think it's an easy win. I don't necessarily think that, because I think any team in the Premier League is always a difficult fixture. And I know Arsenal, like, can't even beat Burnley, so it's going to be difficult.
Oh, no way. I know, but it touched on that as well. I mean, that Xhaka, I mean, he's having a hard time against Burnley, isn't he? I mean, he got sent off, didn't he, when he put his hand on who said did he put his hand on? Is it Ashley Westwood or Dwight McNeil? I think it's Westwood. He put his hands on Westwood. It was Westwood, wasn't it? And he got a yellow card for that. But I thought to myself, that's going to go for VAR, and he'd be off for that. And that's exactly what happened. I looked at AFTV, and they were absolutely furious. I don't even watch AFTV. What do you think of them? What do you think?
Oh, God. Do you know what? I do like it. I'm actually a big fan. I think I really like, a lot of people probably think I'm crazy, but I like DT off Arsenal Fan TV, because even though he's quite honest and brutal, I've actually met him in person. I've not just said hi and stuff, but like, I think they are genuine people, and I watch them because I feel like I can relate to them. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans don't like it, and I think that's completely fair enough, because it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I like it. And I like they've got a few ladies on there. I think her name's Pippa, Charlene, Helen, and I like them all. I feel like I can like relate to it, and I think a few years ago during Vegas year it wasn't the best place to watch. I think now it's much better. I think it's more calmer, but yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's brilliant. I think it's great TV, especially if they lose. I think it's worth watching, because I think.
Do you know what I found really funny? Do you know last season, right? We lost 2-1 to Brighton. That watch along was hilarious. I was laughing my head. Do you know what? It helps me though. When Arsenal lose, I feel like I know how they're feeling, because I'm the only Arsenal fan in my house, and it's just so nice to know how other people are feeling like me.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, though. I mean, it's just so hellish when it does happen like that. Oh man, it's fun. There's another program I watch as well. If you watch League Gunner and Chig on League Gunner.
I don't really watch them. I've seen them before, I think.
I'll tell you what, for me, I mean, I do like League Gunner. I mean, obviously I haven't chat to him or anything like that. I would love to chat to League Gunner and his mate Chig as well. I love to chat to them both as Arsenal fans. And I'll tell you something, they're both absolutely straight. They don't flip and flop. They say it how like it is. If they lose, they get told. If they win, they get told. They praise them if they do well. And on the player ratings, they're not scared of saying 0 out of 10. I mean, like me, I'm not afraid to say 0 out of 10. I mean, there's a couple of players. I mean, I do my player ratings on my chat, and on my show, I gave Jamal Lewis a 0 out of 10, Sean Longstaff a 0, Emma Kraft a 0. Yeah. And I got absolutely worse to the life because I've been a bit harsh. No one. I'll just say it like it is. End of the day, I've got an opinion. And but the thing is, though, as Newcastle fans, we're not allowed to have a go at players, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Even if they play poorly. Well, I'm sorry, they'll get told about it. Do you know what I mean? So for me, you gotta say how it like it is. As a supporter, the reason you just being honest, like it's because you're a fan, you're passionate about your team and stuff like that as well. And I watched that AFTV as well. My God, I mean, I don't mind DT. I like DT. When Claude was there, I didn't mind Claude. But this guy called Ty, he's so positive.
Oh, God. Ty, do you know what? He's just hilarious. It's funny when he has to go at the referees.
Oh, no. He let rip at the referees and that, but he doesn't like to criticise the players, you know what I mean? But
yeah, I think
that's a good thing.
I think you have to be honest to a certain point, but I wouldn't rip into the players. I'd probably just say like, say Aubameyang had a bad game, I'd probably say like, Aubameyang's got to do so much better. I'm really annoyed at him. I think people take it too far. Um, but I really like Robbie of Arsenal Fan TV, and I think he is someone who gets quite a lot of stick. And I think a lot of people think he's there for the money, but I actually think he is a genuine Arsenal fan that started YouTube channel because he loves this club.
Yeah,
But I think Arsenal Fan TV, it's very like, I think it's 50-50. Fans hate it, fans love it from the fan base.
yeah.
So it does cause a lot of stick with fans, but I do like it.
Yeah, I don't mind as well. I do like Robbie as well, and you got some characters in there like Lee Judge as well. I think he's honest as well,
Oh, I
and
like
says
him. Yeah.
I like Lee Judges. He tells it straight, and I do like Peepass as well. Peepass, lovely mind. She
I
is
love
so delightful. But I give her quiet. Shh, you so. But nah, it's just it is what it is, and from the outside looking in on Newcastle, do you think Newcastle will get relegated this season, Sophie, or for what you've watched them so far?
I think that, I mean, even though it sounds quite strange, I have a feeling somehow they'll stay up. I don't know why. I think it's so hard to say because I watch a bit of Fulham as well, and I think they are quite a good team. I think when I watch them play, I think how are they in relegation zone? Like, and Brighton as well. I think they've been pretty good this season. And with Newcastle, it's so difficult because it's like Newcastle will stay in the game for a while, and then they'll when the team comes back in, then it's just like they've just gone. It's so difficult to say. I think they'll stay up. I hope they do because it's obviously hard to. It's just hard to watch because they don't really have any style of play at all, and it must be so frustrating for you guys watching that.
The thing is, though, it's just for me. This is the I wouldn't say the worst Newcastle team, but any other manager. I mean, Rafa Benitez, we had him at Newcastle. He will not take his team 16, 17. There's absolutely no way he wouldn't, because at
Mm,
the end of the day, when Rafa Benitez came, yeah, he got relegated, but he got us out of the championship. When he came back, we finished 10th, we finished 12th. Then he left.
mm,
Goose came in, got 13th. That's only because the teams below us didn't win their games. And now he's got a 16th. That team, I've got a good team there, right? They will play football, but they don't want to play for Boost. But what happened was Bruce had altercation and Matt Ritchie, one of our players, and he budged into Ritchie, right? Should have charged him, right? Matt Ritchie wasn't very happy about it, called Bruce a coward. Bruce turned around to him and said, "You're going to tell Lee Charnley, our chief exec, and he's the worst chief exec ever." You heard an out from him. The guy's a clown, absolutely buffoon, as far as I'm concerned, right? So he does that, right? And then we got a journalist, local journalist called Craig Hall from the Northeast, the Daily Mail. He asked a question in the presser, or did a report on it. Steve Bruce wasn't very happy about it, right? They wanted to keep it quiet, but it all got let out. The mole came out. And then he was asked a question last Friday. Was this true? There's been an altercation between Bruce and Ritchie. And he opened and said yes. And he banned him. He banned Craig Hope, the journalist, from asking any questions or even coming to the press room. And for me, you cannot ban them. You just can't do that. Because
I
if you
can't
take
believe
on
that.
the media and banning the written press, you could have egg on your face, so Sophie. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what your press is like towards Mikel Arteta. Apparently, it's been good as scored.
Um, I like Jimmy Arteta. I do like him. I saw this video yesterday, and it was like, do you know when the people are asking him questions like journalists, and everyone was like having a go at him because apparently the door wasn't shut or something. And like, I think Arsenal fans just want to have something against Arteta. I just don't like it. I mean, Arteta is not experienced. He has worked with Pep, which is a good thing, and he's obviously been under Wenger, the most probably Arsenal's most successful manager. But I do see things that I don't agree with. Like obviously, I'd love Martinelli to play more Pepe and the substitutions to be a bit more like sooner. But Arteta can only do so much of these players, and people have to understand that. The same happened with Uni Emery. The same happened with Arteta. We could bring any manager in, and the same issue would be there. So I don't
Yeah,
think it's Arteta's problem.
nah. probably not at all sort of thing. They won't sack him. There's absolutely nowhere because, yeah, I know apparently he's been breaking records sort of thing, like, you know, getting beat off Burnley for the first time since 1974, 75. And, you know, it's just one of those things. But he's here to stay, I believe. And I think let's hope he makes your club great again by actually winning you a title. But you just never know. I've got Tom saying looking forward to tomorrow night. John, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow night. Don't worry about that. I'm also on short night at 6 o'clock. And yeah, I mean, like I said, our press conference on the Steve Bruce, he gets an easy ride. And basically, you know, all the journalists can ask him, he's just asking one question at a time, but you've got something like 10, 15 minutes to do so because at the end of the day, Steve Bruce wants an easy time. He's not being challenged, you know, and his interview is so rude when he asked a question to Bruce, and Bruce kind of interrupt in the middle of the interview as questions as well, which I think is wrong, is rude. Let the written press, the media, let them finish their questions, then you answer the question. Don't cut in, and that's exactly what Bruce has done. And the guy, he does it on live on TV as well, which is very, very arrogant. And for me, the sooner he gets sacked, the better. Because if we lose next week against Brighton at an 8 o'clock kickoff, if we lose that game, then for me, there's nowhere he can go except for the sack. But I mean, for me, as a Newcastle fan, it's just so depressing. Very.
Yeah, I think so. I think like watching it, I just think I've seen some of his like press conferences and his interviews, and it just looks like it's too much for him to take on, and it's just. I think as a football fan myself, it's just hard to watch. And I remember Arsenal were going through such a bad phase where we weren't winning any games and we weren't creating anything. So in a way, I can relate to that because it's horrible to watch as a fan when you love this club and everything. How would you feel if Steve Bruce got sacked, say next week? Would you kind of think it's too late for that now, or would you just be glad to get someone else in?
For me, I mean, he should have, for me, so if I'll be honest with you, and I hope people will listen to what I've got to say as well, he should have been sacked after the Liverpool game last season. I mean, I didn't even want him in the first place. I wanted him out before I wanted him in, yeah? When Rafa went and Steve Bruce's name has been mentioned, I think, please no, don't get him in. There's better managers out there, do you know what I mean? There's better ones out there. Don't get him in. And then what they've done, the board, right, Ashley, the owner, and John Lee, didn't even ask previous chairman what would he like to work for. Is he any good? And he took no notice of that. Okay, what should have done should have gone to Dave Whelan at Wigan, right? He's an honest man. He's an honest chairman. Used to be a chairman at Wigan. Ask him. Get a card to reference. Can he handle a big club? Does he play good football? You know. And the answer to that, no, he doesn't. So what he did, they went to Steve Bruce from Sheffield Wednesday. And he just left Sheffield Wednesday, right? For all what they've done for him, they allowed him to go to the cricket in West Indies because he didn't feel well. He wanted time off. They let him do that. And the way he treated Sheffield Wednesday was shocking. Absolutely shocking. Yeah. So Newcastle paid $4 million to Sheffield Wednesday to bring him as manager. Right? And yet, they don't want to sack him because it cost $4 million for Bruce and 2 assistant managers got with him, yeah. But what's the thing is, we paid $40 million for Joe Linton, $6.5 million for Bruce and his coaching staff to come to Newcastle. £46.5 million it cost to bring them all in, right? Yet this owner will not pay him off $4 million.
It's ridiculous.
It is absolutely unbelievable, man. I cannot believe that. But I think they've done that to hack off Rafa Benitez because they thought they can match Rafa's ambitions. Fair enough, I get it. But at the end of the day, Bruce has spent £110 million on players in his 19 months as manager. £100 million, right? That money could have gone to Rafa Benitez. He would have gotten quality. Steve Bruce getting these players in, like Jeff Hendrick, who ain't good enough. Emma Kraft ain't good enough. Jamal Lewis, look, he'll be a good player, but not under Steve Bruce, yeah? And it's just a joke, Sophie. It's an absolute disgrace. And the players don't want to play for Bruce. And all Ashley cares about, the owner, is to finish 17th.
Yeah.
Job done. I don't want to be finishing 17th. I don't want that. I want to finish as high as we can.
Yeah. Definitely. I think it's hard. It's just annoying. Like, I think fans deserve better, especially when you love this club. And obviously, the players, I think they're not playing. I think some of them can do so much better, but they're probably not doing it because they don't want to pay for the manager or anything. Who would you bring in if Steve Bruce left?
For me, I keep Graham Jones till the end of the season. This is the thing. They brought in Graham Jones from Bournemouth, right, as a part of Bruce's batting coaching staff. Okay, he didn't make it at Luton because they were losing games at Luton, yeah. But Sat Bruce, I'll get Graham Jones in. He's already there as interim manager to end the season, right? Keep us up and then get in someone like Eddie Howland, but I don't think it's going to happen. Frank Lampard, again, I don't think it's going to happen. You know, for me, I'll go for a younger manager from abroad, right? That players open good football. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind that Barnsley manager, you know. And he's played fantastic stuff in the championship. Him, Thomas Frank, I'll take one of those two on. But for me, if he's a young manager and you want to come to Newcastle, don't do it because your career is going to be ruined before you get started. If you're a young manager like a Lampard, a Howland, a couple of youngs in the championship, they will not do it because they are a modern manager, and Ashley does not take on modern managers. You know, he'd be quite happy appointing like a Tony Pulis, or Mark Hughes, someone who's a dinosaur of a manager. You know, it would be a yes man. It's as simple as that. But for me, I think Mike Ashley's got big problems if he wants to appoint a manager because whoever comes in will need to be backed. I say, I want to be manager. I don't want to be head coach. I want to be manager. I want to play. So I want you got backers. And if you don't do that, then I'm sorry. I hate to say this, but he's not gonna get away with it, man. You need a young manager who's gonna take the job on with ideas and take us forward. But Mike Ashley, unfortunately, doesn't take the club forward. I mean, I will add on to it as well. If we get relegated, we'll not get back up in years. We'll not get back up. We haven't got relegation clauses in the players' contracts as well. Like you got players who's on 50, 60, 70,000 pounds a week, right? They're going to turn to us and say, I want to stay and get this club out of this. The reason I want to stay, because none of the clubs will pay their wages, simple as that. Exactly. We're going to be screwed. We need to be in the Premiership.
I wonder, say Newcastle got relegated, I wonder which players would actually stay with you guys. Like, who would want to, wonder who would go, who would stay, honestly. I think that'd be interesting to actually see, like, which players really care about this club rather than money.
Sophie, well said, well said. I don't think Amir will stay because he's international. I think he'll be on his way. I think ASM will definitely be on his way. Martin DeBacco, goalkeeper, will be gone. Fabian Scher, I think he's one of the decent defenders. He's out of contract at the end of the season. He's out until the end of the season. But he'll be on his way. Definitely, he'll be gone. Federico Fernandez, he'll be 33. He'll be gone. Jamal Lascelles will probably leave. I think John Joe Shelby, he has to go. He ain't good enough anymore. Isaac Hayden, sometimes he's good, he's always bad, right? Everyone's bigging him up and see it. Like, I just think he's a decent player, but not top quality for me.
Yeah.
And Ryan Fraser, I think he'll stay because he's on 60 grand a week. I don't think any players can take him on. Dwight Gale be on his way. He should go into a different team for me. Joe Linton, he's on £86,000 a week, right? Again, who's going to take him on? I think we're stuck with this guy. I'm telling you, we're definitely stuck with him. Unless he wants to go back to Germany and he made his name. But do you know what it is, Sophie? We have got huge problems if we get relegated because we've got no relegation release clauses and they have not learned from that. Back in 2009, we struggled to get rid of Joey Barton, Damon Duff, Kevin Nolan, Alan Smith. Who else was there? We had a player called Cisco. He was on 60 grand a week, right? We had players on high earners. We could not get shift off the wage bill. And Mike Ashley's got absolutely arsey. He couldn't get rid of them because the players don't want to go because he's down that sort of money.
It's so difficult. It looks like you guys are in such a mess.
We are.
Do you know what? It's difficult because Newcastle, when you play every week, it's just the same old stuff. Like, it looks like Bruce. I know he's under a lot of pressure, but I just think he's not changed anything. As each week goes on, it's still the same. Newcastle's still playing the same. Nothing's changing. I just don't. I really don't know how he's still got the job.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair for the players because players there might want to play for Newcastle, but not for Bruce, and it's clear that the manager's not working at Newcastle.
Exactly. That's why he needs to be sacked. Because I'm telling you something now. I mean, we got an owner who all he cares about is the sports direct. Yeah, people say I heard people cry and say he's a great businessman. I heard people cry, but it's the shockingest owner of a football owner. He hasn't got a clue. Yeah, Lee Charnley, the chief exec. Yeah, is he on furlough? Is he still furlough? Because hearing out from him, right? He doesn't do interviews, right? And when he does come out and do like a paper interview, he tells a load of lies. Fans do not take it seriously. Steve Bruce doesn't do tactics. Apparently, I don't even hear the story, but Jack Grealish has come out and said that because he used to play for Bruce Aston Villa, he tells his players what he does. He just throws the ball in the middle of the park and he just tells them to go out and play.
No way.
Well, that's what Jackie G is saying.
You know what? It probably is true from the way Newcastle are playing. Oh my god, that is dreadful.
And you can see why they don't want to play after Bruce. I mean, John Joe Shelby came out on the Charlie Austin podcast just a week ago, and he said that John Joe's come out and said that Steve Bruce is the best manager he's ever worked with, and he'll run brick walls with him. That's what John Joe Shelby said. And I think to myself, wow, I just wish he kept his manager. He's only saying that he don't want to lose his team, don't want to lose his place in the team.
Exactly. He's probably said that because he has to or something.
It tells you something, doesn't it? I mean, the club is just an utter mess. And for a big club like that, it's like AC Milan struggling in 17th or Inter Milan. Do you know what I mean? You can't do that. How man? I just can't believe. And to see the club, I mean, Rafa Benitez has built, it's just sinking dune again. And just I told you about the record of Steve Bruce earlier on. I mean, the last 19 games of Steve Bruce, 2 wins, 4 draws, 13 losses. 13 losses.
That is dreadful. Honestly, I can't believe that. I can understand how a manager would still be in a job after 13 losses, and I think Newcastle shouldn't be in the position they are. It's just sad to watch because obviously you're just going to watch your team decline, and there's nothing you as fans can do about it.
And yet, Ashley does not care. And Steve Bruce, if Steve Bruce got anything about himself, just say, look, I can't do this job. I've failed. If he loves the club that he says he's a Newcastle fan. He's not. He's from Hexham, right? He's a core Birch alive. He's just outside of Newcastle, right? He's a Man United fan. He's a Man U fan, If he supported Newcastle, he'll play after Newcastle at the end of his career. But no, he decides to play for Man United. And he claims to be a so-called Newcastle fan. He's not a Newcastle fan.
Honestly, it's so difficult, isn't it? I think if you cared, and I think when you're ruining the club so much this season, because obviously if you go down, it will be difficult to come back up, and it's obviously it's going to take a while to come back up, and we're now coming to the end of the season. There's about 10 games left, and if he left, it would obviously be difficult to stay up anyway. But I don't think he's going to leave the season because I think if he cared, he would leave before it was too late.
Totally agreed. Yeah, I could not have said any better there, Sophie. You look at the 10 games we've got. We got to play Brighton next Saturday. We got international break, and I hope he gets lost by the time that comes around. Then we got to play Burnley, Spurs, West Ham, Arsenal, Liverpool, Leicester, Man City, Sheffield United, Fulham.
That's going to be tough. That'll be
after those games. Our fine Champions League spot. Do you know what I mean? But you just hope Man City win the league before we play them. That's all I can see. You know what I mean? But I was going to say, listen, did you enjoy coming on to me show, Sophie?
Oh, thanks for having me. I really enjoyed it today. It was nice to collab with you. You should definitely come on my channel sometime.
Definitely. Listen, just let us know, right? Now you can talk all things Arsenal Newcastle on your show. And I'm sure there's going to be people that's going to come on to your chat as well and make sure like I'm going to spam the chat up as well. And you've been absolutely amazing. How old are you, Sophie? You
17.
17, bless you. I was going to say, you know a lot, don't you? Do you know what I mean? You should be on Sky Sports as well, man.
Oh, thanks.
On the Guna section as well, mate, you know?
Do you know what? I'm going to be honest. Like, I do like talking about other teams like Newcastle because I think when you're in lockdown, you kind of watch more football than you probably would. So I think obviously Newcastle, it's hard for you guys, but I do love your passion for Newcastle, and it's obviously great to see what you're doing on your channel.
Oh, thank you, Sophie. I love your channel as well. I'm going to watch a bit of yours as well. It's absolutely amazing. You had a Spurs fan on, I think you had yesterday. And, there's no fisticuffs there.
No, sorry.
But it's all good fun, like, listen, we played Sunderland. Yeah. Right, I'll get a Sunderland fan on my channel. I've got no problems getting a Sunderland fan on my channel, sort of thing. No problems at all. And if people has to go to something on Twitter, sort of thing, like, I hope they haven't had that yet, touch wood, yeah. And I just go even tap this sort of thing. I say, look, if you want to have your say and you want to don't agree with us, come on my channel, we talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Your channel's always open. You want to come on? The door's always open. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that is how I roll. So, but no, it's been amazing, you know what I mean? But you're talking about lockdown as well. I mean, yeah, I think this is the best thing I've ever done. I mean, I've done this last year for 2 months and then I had to stop it because I wanted to get enough people. And then all of a sudden, I started again in November. I only had about 70, 80 subscribers in November. I thought I started again. And then, wow, I got 549 subscribers at the moment.
Crazy. I think I use like Twitter's probably what I use the most, but I think like when you interact with other fans, maybe like you Newcastle fans, like I think when you interact with other fans about your club, you kind of get more followings. And I think I've learned as well, it's not always about subscribers, it's always about the people you meet on here as well. I think it's obviously great. I've not actually done YouTube for that long, but it's obviously great to meet nice people like yourself and like other people. It's great to interact with people that love the same thing we do.
Oh, you know what it is, Sophie? The door's always open. You want to come back on my channel again, and I'll make sure I'm going to come on yours as well. I'm sure you look star. I mean, I'm going to surround all by the Arsenal fans, right? I'm going to be the only Newcastle fan, and you know what it is, right? It's all great, and I just love it. I just love what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? If I get 1,000 people, right? If I get 1,000, right, at a common time, you're going to have to be patient as well. So if I do get it, I'm going to do the super chats as well, which I think would be great. What I make, obviously got to go to YouTube anyway. Whatever I make, it's going to improve the channel. So like get like green screens set up. I will get a new microphone set up. You know what I mean? I just want to meet other people, which I think is great.
It is, isn't it? I think it's obviously great to meet people that have the same passion, that support the same team as you, because obviously I think it's great when you meet people that might have different views to you. You can share like your different opinions, and I think it's great. I think obviously I need to do stuff like get my microphone. I'm quite new to it, and I didn't obviously know how it all works. But yeah, I think it's good so far.
Oh, you know what it is, Sophie? You're an absolute star, and don't forget who you are, who you represent, right? Just be you, just be talented, and I think you come a long way. And
thanks. Same to you.
You're welcome. And listen, you have a good afternoon. Good luck this afternoon in your game against Tottenham in the North London Derby. And if you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe to Sophie at Guna Gossip TV. Sophie, what contents do you do?
I do mainly like previews, reviews before and after the matches. I try and support the Arsenal players like as much as I can. So sometimes after a match, I'll talk about maybe the players that were the best that game and why the performance was so good. And yeah, I do Q&A sometimes, like to do football, but yeah, I'm open to different types of videos. I need to think of ideas because it's hard. Because I do the same videos a lot, but yeah, I'm really loving it. So thanks for having me on again.
You're welcome, Sophie, and it's been fantastic coming on as well. And I'm going to wrap this up very quickly. If you do like it, please subscribe to my channels. Please subscribe to Sophie's. Stick a like on the videos and follow Sophie on her Twitter account as well. And I'm going to wrap this up now, but it's been fantastic chatting to Sophie and fantastic for the guys to leave in the comments. And have a fantastic afternoon. Sophie, good luck at the Gunas. Sarah.
Bye. Thank you.